Everyone wants to become a billionaire, but nobody talks about this terrifying reality. A lot of billionaires slowly lose the ability to genuinely feel happy. And honestly, that's why Elon Musk said, money can't buy happiness. Because when you can buy anything, eventually, nothing feels special anymore. And that might be the most expensive psychological trap ever created. Your brain immediately goes to the good stuff. Private jets on speed dial, not the app. I mean your personal pilot texting you runways clear, boss, designer fits that aren't even available to the public yet. A penthouse that has a penthouse inside of it. Zero stress, zero alarm clocks, zero sorry, your card was declined moments at the register while 7 people stand behind you. It sounds like the final boss defeated, the credits rolling on your struggle era. But here's the tea piping hot. Burn your tongue kind of tea. Being a billionaire is actually one of the most documented psychological traps in human history. The people at the very top of the food chain. A lot of them look like they haven't felt a genuine human emotion since 2009. First things first, we gotta talk about the Hedonic Treadmill, not a fancy piece of gym equipment. A legit psychological concept that explains why your brain is hardwired to betray you the moment you get comfortable. Simple breakdown: your brain adapts fast, embarrassingly fast. Think about the last time you really wanted something: sneakers, a new phone, a job. You built it up for weeks, manifested it, made it your whole personality. And then you got it. And it felt amazing, for like 2 weeks. Then it just became a thing you have, background noise. That's the hedonic treadmill. Your brain has a baseline happiness level, and no matter what happens, good or bad, you drift right back to it. Lottery winners report that within about a year, their happiness levels return to roughly what they were before they won. Wild, right? Now apply that to billionaire level money. Your first private jet ride, absolutely sending it. You're posting, you're living for it. The 10th one. You're annoyed because the Wi-Fi was slightly slow and the champagne wasn't chilled to the exact right temperature. That first Rolls Royce, you're crying in the dealership. The 4th one you ordered on a random Tuesday because you were bored. You forgot it existed until your assistant mentioned it. When you can buy anything, nothing feels like anything anymore. Your peak luxury becomes your new basic. The floor of your life experience is now higher than the ceiling most people will ever reach, and somehow, that makes everything feel flatter, more mid. The dopamine hit that used to come from treating yourself, gone, evaporated. Your reward system is completely desensitized because it's been overstimulated for so long it forgot how to respond to normal levels of good. A billionaire can't feel the joy of finding a $20 bill in an old jacket. Can't feel the satisfaction of finally affording something they saved for. All those small, genuinely human pleasures, deleted from the menu entirely. And here's what makes it even more disorienting: they know they should be happy. Objectively, on paper, by every material metric society told them to chase, they made it, but the feeling isn't there. And that gap between I have everything and I feel nothing is one of the most psychologically destabilizing places a human being can exist. That's not a flex. That's a glitch in your entire operating system. The trust famine, when everyone's running game on you. Now here's something massively underrated in the billionaire fantasy: the complete and total destruction of your ability to trust other human beings. Imagine knowing, not suspecting, but knowing that virtually every person who approaches you has already done the math on you before they said hello. That family member who never called before, suddenly super into staying connected. When you have 10 figures, everyone has an angle, not because people are evil, but because humans are rational, and a rational person in the presence of that much wealth is going to at least consider the possibilities. Even good people. Even people who genuinely like you. And that voice in the back of your head asking, do they actually vibe with me, or are they just here for the lifestyle? That voice never shuts up. It gets louder, more paranoid. Because experience keeps teaching you the paranoia is often justified. You get surrounded by yes-men, people whose entire role is to validate you, agree with you, laugh at jokes that aren't funny, and never, ever tell you something you don't want to hear. Because their access to your world depends on keeping you comfortable. Sounds kinda nice on the surface. No conflict, no criticism. But here's what it actually does: it completely disconnects you from reality. When no one tells you the truth, you lose your calibration. Your judgment decays because it never gets tested. You make bad decisions that nobody corrects because nobody's willing to risk their access. Real authentic connection is built on mutual vulnerability and knowing someone's there for you not because of what you can do for them. Billionaires, structurally, have almost no way to access that. The wealth warps every relationship before it even begins. That's not lonely in a cool boss way. That's staring at the ceiling of your mega yacht at 3 a.m. lonely. And no amount of ocean views fixes that. The purpose void: what happens when the grind is gone? Here's something people really sleep on: human beings are biologically built to grind. Not because capitalism told us to, because our brains actually need challenge and progress to function properly. There's a concept called Eudaimonic Wellbeing. Real happiness doesn't come from pleasure or comfort. It comes from purpose, from growth, from doing something that means something. This is why people who retire early often feel more lost than they expected. Why lottery winners' long-term happiness doesn't spike the way you'd think. Why so many billionaires, after reaching the summit, immediately pivot to some massive obsessive new project. Because when the money's there and the grind is gone, the purpose void opens up. And it is vast. Think about it like a video game. You've been grinding for hours, scraping resources, fighting for survival, leveling up slowly, getting destroyed, and coming back. Every win feels earned. The stakes are real. Now imagine someone handed you every item in the game, max level, infinite currency. Every upgrade unlocked, every enemy one-shotted. How long before you put the controller down? 10 minutes, 15 tops, because the satisfaction was never in the destination, it was in the journey. The struggle is the point. Risk is what makes reward mean anything. When you can cheat code your way through every real-world obstacle that would genuinely challenge a normal person, the game stops being interesting. No real stakes, no real chance of losing in any meaningful way. And when you can't lose, winning feels like absolutely nothing. Your why evaporates. You start filling the void with increasingly extreme things because normal experiences don't register anymore. You're playing life on creative mode while everyone else is on hardcore survival. And creative mode gets profoundly empty when you realize there's nothing real driving any of it. Look, I want to be crystal clear. I am not out here saying being broke is the move. That is a completely different and very real nightmare with its own devastating psychological damage. Financial insecurity is genuinely traumatic, and I'm not romanticizing struggle. But research in positive psychology consistently points to a sweet spot with money and happiness. A number where your needs are covered, you have real security and options, and you can take care of the people you love, but you still have enough friction, enough stakes, enough reason to engage with your life fully. Beyond that sweet spot, returns diminish fast. Past a certain stratospheric threshold, they can go negative. Billionaires cleared that sweet spot by about 10 figures. Money is a tool, the most powerful financial tool ever invented. An incredible servant that can solve real problems and genuinely transform lives. But as a master, as the thing you're optimizing your entire existence around, as the metric by which you measure your worth and purpose, it will hollow you out every single time. The real flex isn't the billion. The flex is building a life that's actually worth living at whatever number you land on. People who'd ride for you if you lost it all tomorrow. Work that means something beyond the bag it generates. Enough friction to keep you sharp and present in your own story. Being able to taste your food, feel your wins. Actually connect with people without running threat assessments on their motives. That's the cheat code nobody's selling you. Not because it isn't real, but because there's no product attached to it. Chase the bag, get your money, secure the bag absolutely, but know what it's actually for, know what it's serving. And know where the line is between money working for you and you becoming a prisoner of it. Drop a comment. Are you chasing the bag or chasing the purpose? Hit that sub button if you're new here. Peace.